Hello and welcome to Common Sense TV. I'm your host, the Doctor of Common Sense. Now, I want to briefly just show you how Pam Bondi flat out lied. President Trump is sitting next to her trying to defend her. So either he doesn't know all the details and he's just trying to protect Pam Bondi, or he's telling her to keep the lie up. One of the two. Now, you see, we have an action figure of Pam Bondi now because it was on her desk. Now, I'm going to play the clip where she said that she was talking about the file of Jeffrey Epstein on her desk. But the fella at Fox News specifically said all of the lists. He didn't say files, he said lists specifically. I also have another lawyer who's representing the victims of Jeffrey Epstein. And it wasn't only Jeffrey Epstein, they're hiding something. And the person representing the victims wants some of this information out. Also have a clip of Donald Trump Jr. saying that there is files and he wants to get them out. And before Pam Bondi took office, she says that Merrick Garland was stonewalling or stalling trying to get the information out. But first, what we want to do, we want to play that clip where President Trump interrupted and tried to shame you to stop you from talking about it. We're not going to stop talking about it, no matter how upset you get. It's important because if you're not going to prosecute the people when we get all the facts, why would I believe you're going to prosecute anybody else? But here's this clip. Now, I'm going to let President Trump try to defend Pam Bondi. Then I'm going to let Pam Bondi give you her explanation. Then I'm going to play the clip to prove she's lying. Either she can't remember what kind of lie she's told, or she's too stupid to figure it out. Now, I want you to take a listen to this, because this is when they were in the White House.
Yeah, sure. If
Pam, could I just interrupt?
Sure.
This is during the meeting. Look at, watch it. He thought, Trump thought he was going to just bully us into just, are we still talking about Epstein? Have you forgot what you guys said about damn Epstein?
Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein?
Yes.
This guy's been talked about for years.
Now, see, this makes President Trump out to be a liar. It makes him to be dishonest here, because there's no way in the hell that he doesn't know that we're still talking about Epstein and what Pam Bondi did with the rollout. Now, I don't know if Susie Wiles is directing this thing, but this is a catastrophe.
You're asking, we have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things. And
notice Marco Rubio is really not comfortable with this. J.D. Vance has been noticeably quiet too, because both of them may want to run for president in 2028, and this will hurt you.
Are people still talking about this guy, this creep? That is.
Yes, he's a creep. We've already got he's a creep. Can we get the creep's information?
Unbelievable. Do you want to waste the time, and do you feel like answering?
I don't mind answering. President.
Do you feel like answering? Do you feel like answering it, Pam? Pam, do you feel like answering this, Pam? I don't want to put Pam under too much stress. So let me ask Pam. Pam, do you feel like answering this, Pam? Because I wouldn't possibly want you to get stressed out too much. Do you feel like answering this, Pam? Do you?
Meet me in the Oval Office after this, Mr. President. I just got fresh new knee pads from KamalaDoesItBetter.com.
Oh my God.
Asking a question on Epstein at a time like this, where we're having some of the greatest success and also tragedy with what happened.
We've given you credit for the border and the economy turning around. That's got nothing to do with this. One doesn't have anything to do with the other.
Happened in Texas. It just seems like a desecration, but you go ahead.
Let us desecrate it.
Sure. First, to back up on that, in February, I did an interview on Fox, and it's been getting a lot of attention because I said, I was asked a question about the client list, and my response was, it's sitting on my desk.
Now, notice she's going to say the files are never coming out, even though she said about 2 weeks or 3 weeks before this that the files was coming out.
To be reviewed, meaning the file, along with the JFK, MLK files as well.
Now, I'm going to let this play all the way through, but I want you to understand that when we play the other clip, the guy specifically asked for the client list.
That's what I meant by that. Also, to the tens of thousands of video, they turned out to be child porn downloaded by that disgusting Jeffrey Epstein. Child porn is what they were. Never going to be released, never going to see the light of day.
Okay.
To him being an agent, I have no knowledge about that.
Okay, she's from the DOJ. Alex Acosta. Maybe we should just pull up the manuscript of what he said. The transition team of President Trump, Alex Acosta told him the same thing, so we can easily pull that information up. Or either was it behind closed doors that you told this information, but you have access to that. If Pam Bondi is the head of DOJ and she don't know anything about this, that means she's not qualified, because you can easily go look up what Alex Acosta said, and you should already know that since you're from Florida.
Get back to you on that. And the minute missing from the video, we released the video showing definitively the video was not conclusive.
The video, she said, definitively, but the video wasn't conclusive.
But the evidence prior to it was showing.
No, it wasn't. That's a lie, too. It wasn't.
He committed suicide.
We didn't see that.
And what was on that, there was a minute.
I guarantee you it's not a video of him committing suicide. It's been destroyed.
That was off the counter.
Just like there was some files missing from the Jeffrey Epstein's home, and the FBI left them there. They came back, they said the files was gone.
And what we learned from Bureau of Prisons was every year, every night, they redo that video.
Look how uncomfortable Mr. Trump is over here. Marco Rubio ain't buying none of this. See, Marco Rubio knows how to explain when he talks. Pam Bundy's not making, she's talking around in circles. You got me going in circles.
It was old, from like 1999. So every night the video is reset.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard too.
And every night should have the same minute missing. So we're looking.
That's the only system I've ever seen like this.
For that video to release that as well, showing that a minute is missing every night. And that's it on Epstein.
That's it on Epstein. Okay. Since you say that's it. Now, she says it, but I don't believe her. Now, let me bring up the interview of her on Fox. Notice that the guy's specifically going to ask her about the files. About the list, the client list.
They may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients?
The list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients. Let's rewind it.
May be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients?
What? Say it again.
Releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients?
Say it again.
Be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients? Will that really happen?
It's sitting on my desk.
Not the file sitting on, the list is sitting on her desk. I guess the Ark of the Covenant is sitting on her desk too. I guess the files of Tupac and Biggie being shot is on her desk too. Everything's on her desk. How big is your desk?
Right now to review.
Because first of all, I thought it was truckloads. Truckloads. It's the files on your desk though.
That's been a directive by President Trump. I'm reviewing that. I'm reviewing JFK files, MLK files.
Watch when he asks her, is it anything that juicy? Watch her body language. Proving that she had no intention on anything coming out. She had already looked at the files. She had no intentions on bringing it out. She was lying when she invited some of the, quote, MAGA folks to the White House and gave them this empty binders.
That's all in the process of being reviewed because that was done at the directive of the president from all of these agencies.
So have you seen anything that you said, oh my gosh?
Not yet.
Not yet. So now, and this is Pam Bondi before she was appointed as the head of the DOJ.
I want to know why AG Garland and the Justice Department are so quiet on this tonight. You know, they're out there labeling parents domestic terrorists, yet they're saying nothing about this. And these documents were so slow to come out. Human trafficking is a multi-billion-dollar business in this country, and Jeffrey Epstein is dead, and Ghislaine Maxwell is in prison for 20 years where she belongs. And if people in that report are still fighting to keep their names private, Sean, they have no legal basis to do so.
Did you hear that? Before Pam Bondi became AG, she says if people are fighting to keep their name quiet, they have zero basis. And when she got in there, she kept it quiet. I'm going to rewind it so you can hear it again.
Ghislaine Maxwell is in prison for 20 years where she belongs. And if people in that report are still fighting to keep their names private, Sean, they have no legal basis to do so unless they're a child, a victim, or a cooperating defendant by some chance against some potential case against Ghislaine Maxwell. And I think Mark Garagos, as a great criminal defense attorney, will back that up as well.
You know, Mark.
So there's no reason, unless you're a victim or you are helping the prosecution, your name should be kept out, according to Pam Bondi. There's no one who's going to tell me that Jeffrey Epstein is the only one on those particular files. That defies all logic. Now, what I like to do is I like to bring Donald Trump Jr. in here. Then I'm going to bring in Mr. Dan Bunino. But I want to bring in the president's son, Dunn Jr., and I want him to tell you what he has to say about this. Listen to this.
How is it that my father can be convicted of 34 crimes, but no one...
Pay attention real close.
...on Epstein's list has even been brought to light? How is... I'm trying to figure out how that's possible, right?
So he says that no one has been brought to justice, even though his father has been 34 felony convictions, but nobody on Epstein files has been held accountable. Well, Dunn Jr., you got your father's number? Because you may want to tell him to talk to Pam about getting this information out. Because nobody's going to tell me it's not a file, and nobody's going to tell me leave it alone. Why should we leave it alone? You haven't given us anything yet. But I want to bring in Dan Bunino, the one who had to go home to get some breast milk, some Similac. I smell that Similac on his breath. And when he came back, I guess, remember that guy from Office? I can't remember his name. The guy the one was always sitting at his desk with the thick glasses. That's technically that's who Dan Bongino is acting like. So he's sitting at the desk. Remember that guy? This guy here. I was told that would be a client list. See, he's looking for his stapler, I'm sure. There's Dan looking, Danny boy looking for his stapler. I don't know what happened to your stapler. They're gonna move you in the basement next, Danny boy. Because they see you bail out. Now I do want to bring in old Danny boy. Where did Danny? Oh, here's Danny boy talking like a badass again.
Ghislaine Maxwell case. We have an update on that from the Telegraph. Turns out headline.
You see how loose he feels? Look how he's got confidence. He got some swag now. But every time he's doing an interview now, since he's got in second in command, he seems to be a department store dummy. He's sitting there stiff, and all these people talking about, we want to save Dan's job. I don't give a damn if Dan leaves. Because as soon as Dan got a little upset, he ran home and needed to take a day off. I guess he had a headache or something at the time of the month.
Evidence from Jeffrey Epstein's safe went missing after an FBI raid.
Thank you. If the stuff went missing, that means they've destroyed evidence. It's obvious.
Court hears in Ghislaine Maxwell trial. Folks, listen. I have over a decade of experience as a federal agent myself. Who cares? Yeah, look at me.
You're damn right. Who cares?
Experience. I'm just telling you to prove bona fides here. I have processed hundreds, if not thousands of pieces of evidence throughout my law enforcement
Watch this now.
career. I don't know how you would lose evidence.
They didn't lose evidence. They destroyed it. They don't lose this kind of evidence. They destroy evidence. So you're working there now. You know they destroyed the evidence, and you still told us that he killed himself. You still told us there's nothing else to see.
Let me explain to you how evidence works. You serve a search warrant in Jeffrey Epstein's house, and let's say, for example, you find videotapes or DVDs or whatever it may be. You then take them. You tag them. You note where you found them. In many cases, you take pictures. In most cases now, you take pictures of where you found them. You catalog them in evidence envelopes so you can't tamper with them, right? You seal the envelope. You sign the envelope. It then comes back with you in custody, and it goes back typically, in the Secret Service, to an evidence vault, which is a big, bank safe in the office. To go in the evidence vault, you have to sign in. To sign out the evidence, you have to sign out the specific piece of evidence. How the hell do you lose evidence in a case this big?
You don't.
Is it lost? Was it lost? If you get what I mean? I don't know. I'm just telling you, I've never seen evidence. You know what I did see evidence lost? Seriously, sadly, during 9/11, our office was in 7 World Trade Center, the Secret Service office. 7 World Trade came down. I promise we lost a lot of evidence. That's the only time I've ever seen evidence lost.
See, the more they talk, more you get videos of them running their mouth, the more you see what bigger frauds they are right now. Now, here's a lawyer. She's representing some of the people on Jeffrey Epstein list. She says they're hiding documents.
Elaine Maxwell case. We have an update on.
Wait a minute. I just put in the wrong one. Hold on a minute. Let me freaking file. I picked the wrong file. Let me see here. Did I get the wrong file? I think I did. I'll be dang. Guess I'm going to pay that. Oh, here it is. Here it is.
Attorney Sigret McCaulay, managing partner at Boyce Schiller Flexner, is one of the last active Epstein cases, has one of the last cases going on right now in federal court, all against Epstein's longtime accountant and lawyer. And she joins me now. Sigrid, great to have you. So people who have spent years insisting there was a conspiracy or that Epstein was murdered are disappointed, even outraged, that there seems to be no new information. But actually, for you and your case, there has been some valuable information you've been able to glean from what the government has released. What is it?
There's been a lot of information we've been able to glean. And I think what's really just astonishing about this recent disclosure from the government is that they know they are sitting on a treasure trove of information and they're not turning it over. And I've worked on these cases for over 10 years now. There's a plethora of information that the public has not been able to see.
So they're lying to us.
Relating to Epstein and his co-conspirators. And as you said, we have a case.
Co-conspirators, plural. Co-conspirators. So either President Trump is lying or he's ignorant. Either Pam Bondi is lying or she's ignorant. Dan Bunino and Kaz Patel either lying or they're ignorant. Because don't tell me there's no files.
Going on right now in federal court addressing some of those issues.
What kind of information?
All kinds of information. I mean, certainly if you look at what the government recently disclosed, the first time Pam Bondi came out and gave us some information, you'll see a list where they took multiple computers, multiple items from the houses. You know, they not only secured information from his Florida house, but also from his New York house. What was on those computers? The public has not seen that. What do the financial records tell us? Do they tell us that money was being...
Yeah, why don't they look at the finance? Because to see if money is being traded and given over to Epstein. That's one way to look at it.
Given to him by certain individuals, that money was flowing out to certain individuals. All of that is critical for the public to be able to know, to understand how someone could have operated a sex trafficking scheme for over 20 years without being convicted.
See, that's key. Now, I want us to stop this foolishness telling me that there is no Epstein files. I want President Trump and his whole administration to stop trying to gaslight us as you guys used gaslighting when the Obama administration was in there and the Biden administration in there. Why are you gaslighting us, telling us that there's no Epstein files when we know there's truckloads of Epstein files, unless they all got destroyed? Well, let's stop with this foolishness with Pam Bondi. Pam Bondi is not qualified. She's a DEI hire. She's not very bright anyway. When she was on there with, what was his name? Jesse Waters, she kept saying, disgusting Jeff Epstein. We already know he's disgusting. But what are you going to do about his disgust? I want to bring up her when she was on the Jesse Waters show.
People are wondering, because you said last week that you have the Epstein files on your desk. When can we see them, and what's taking so long to release them?
I do. Jesse, there are
Jesse There are, well, don't she remind you of Nancy Grace, like talking slow and methodical?
Over this will make you sick. 200 victims. 200.
250 to be exact, right, Pam?
So we have over 250 actually. So we have to make sure that their identity is.
We already know that. Why she keeps repeating that? Do you not have any more talking points? We already know we don't want the victim's identity. We already know that. Quit saying that. You're filibustering.
Protected and their personal information. But other than that, I think tomorrow, the personal information.
She gonna say breaking news. Now, if it's breaking news, means you gotta give us some new information. You tell us breaking news on Jesse Waters' show, and then you come out the next day and you don't give us crap.
Information of victims. Other than that, I think tomorrow, Jesse, breaking news right now, you're going to see some Epstein information being released by my office.
What kind? Are we going to see who was on the flights? Are we going to see any evidence from what he recorded?
They've already destroyed the evidence now. I'm convinced of it. But it's not, they haven't destroyed all of it.
Because he had all of his homes wired with recording devices.
Yeah. What you're going to see, hopefully tomorrow, is a lot of flight logs, a lot of names.
See, she's telling you right now she don't have anything. A lot of flight logs, a lot of names. When are we going to get the names? Because did she release any names? Because I don't remember no names coming out. She specifically says names.
A lot of information, but it's pretty sick what that man did.
It's pretty sick what that man did. Who did he do it with?
Okay, well,
along with his co-defendant.
Absolutely, and he had help. That's for sure.
He sure did.
Did you hear her say along with his co-defendants? Did she not just say co-defendants? Co-defendant implies that there's more. And we ain't just talking about Mrs. Maxwell. No. Co-defendants with an S. She just admitted that there's more than just Epstein, but somebody is protecting Epstein. That's including Donald Trump. You got to ask yourself why. I wonder why. He's the greatest dancer. We will be on top of this. We're gonna stay on top of this particular story, like Stacey Abrams will handle a cheeseburger, destroy it. We're gonna stay on top of this particular story, like ugly on Mitch McConnell, because by the way, he is quite ugly. We're gonna stay on top of this, like a bad outfit on Hillary Clinton. We ain't going nowhere because you haven't told us anything, and we're not gonna shut up until you tell us something.